fun begins.
Hello there, Katarn here. I'm joined by blurry Bendu.
Trying to figure out my camera angles here.
No worries.
Yes.
Welcome back to another edition of
Welcome and hello. It is another Tuesday. It is another Dark Forces week. Yes, there's much to talk about.
Indeed. Yeah, this is the 49th Dork Forces podcast that we've done. Next week is the big 5-0. I'm excited for that. We got some big news in Star Wars gaming. Sorry, what were you going to say?
So big, since next week will be the 50th, that'll probably be the main Jedi Survivor episode that we'll really do a deep dive, about and reaction. Because you've been streaming it for a while. By this time, you've played completely through the story mode, and you're doing a lot of just stories.
I'm in the middle of New Game Plus right now. Yes, I got a red lightsaber. Shit is wild. It's a lot of fun. But as for story discussion, I know everything that I need to know. Presumably you do too. You said you've been watching the cutscene movie because you're not playing.
We're watching some of the cutscene movies, yeah.
Word. Cool. Yeah, we'll definitely do that next time.
But yes.
They're the worst.
It's true. But yes, so video game wise, we got a really cool couple trailers for a new game. What was it, yesterday that we got it?
Yesterday and the day before. 2 days ago, we got the world reveal trailer for Star Wars Outlaws for Massive and Ubisoft. And totally exactly like Terry and Joe is saying right here, I also had no idea that this game dropped until the showcase happened. I was just casually watching it because I was like, oh, you know what? As a person who has an Xbox now, maybe I want to see what games are coming out. It completely took me by surprise to the point where this was my reaction.
Wait, what?
Oh, man. Got water all over the power strip. It was glorious.
There was a lot of really cool things that they showed us throughout the game, or in the both trailer. I've only seen one of the trailers. I think I've seen the gameplay one. I don't think I've seen the one that was dropped yesterday. But so there was
one was the second one to come out.
Yeah, so there was news for that dropped, and then recently, Atomic Mass Games dropped the character cards for the Inquisitors for Star Wars Shatterpoint.
Yes.
And my God, man, I'm gonna be such a dark side player for this game. It's not even funny. Like the synergy that the Grand Inquisitor has with Reva in this game is just so prime. And for sure, I think a lot of the colors that I use to paint the Scarlet Witch, I'm probably going to end up using for Reva in Grand Inquisitor. But the amount of inspiration that this game is.
Where can I find the character cards on the Shatterpoint website? Are they on there?
I don't know if they're on the Shatterpoint website, or how exactly to find them. The quickest way would probably be to find it on the Shatterpoint Facebook groups that are probably going through.
Because
that's all the core. That's the core characters.
Would it be in transmissions? That would be the latest stuff, right? Oh, this is just.
So that's for Marvel. Okay. Yeah, M'Baku looks incredible. He's going to be an incredible new leader for Wakanda. There's a bunch of new tactics cards that are going to be going with the teams. But the way that the Inquisitors look is completely amazing. Yeah, look at that group box.
Sick.
Yeah. So so they come out the same
damn.
time. I believe that Grievous.
Look at them.
Look how glorious he is. Look at him in the back.
Yeah.
Man.
They look great.
I'll be using some great caramel apple metallic reds for those capes. Oh God, it's gonna be so good.
Good. I really like Reva's pose too.
Yeah, she's super solid.
Yeah.
They're gonna come with a team, or Grand Inquisitor comes with a special ability that whenever he gets to activate on his turn, whatever enemy controlled objective that's within distance 5 of him, he immediately has the ability to be that's not your objective anymore.
Nice.
And he just can completely take away the enemy control of an objective, even if they're still standing next to it. So the next turn, the enemy has to do some sort of extra movement to reclaim that objective. So it's just like a little subtle fuck you that the Grand Inquisitor
Just like
can
adds
do.
an extra
It's just like,
to your travel.
yeah.
That's excellent. That's totally what Quizzy would be doing.
Just field control, just absolute field control. But yes.
You were saying something right before we went live about Jango Fett had a card, right?
Yeah, so I didn't realize. So like this past few weeks, sorry, my voice or my throat just like got super fucking dry and scratchy all of a sudden. So this past few weeks,
oh yeah, everybody in the chat, drink some water.
Drink water. Yeah, this is your water call. So yeah, so the past couple of weeks since Shatterpoint's come out, a majority of my time has just been spent pre-painting bases. So like I haven't even been able to like put anybody together because I've also been trying to go through my backlog of Crisis Protocol minis. But I was looking at Jango Fett and like I didn't realize that throughout the Attack of the Clones movie, he had two completely different jetpacks. So like yeah. So like he obviously had like the longer one where he shoots the missile out of at Obi-Wan, but I didn't realize that when they're full on Geonosis that he's a completely.
Well, remember the rest of that fight? He shoots the missile at him, but then the jetpack explodes.
Yeah.
During the fight.
Yeah, so I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it gets
so he
destroyed.
needed a completely different one.
So he busted out the spare jetpack. I always really liked the look of the second one with kind of like the snub nose on the top.
The snub nose, yeah.
Instead of having the full torpedo. That was the Hasbro, the action figure of Jango that I got when Attack of the Clones came out, had that second backpack on it. And I thought it was awesome because I already had the Boba Fett, so now I had both styles.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jango's going to come with his first jetpack in Shatterpoint. Again, I haven't looked at the mini quite yet. And now I'm having like a strange Mandula effect of like, wait, which jetpack is he with? Because I know some of the Clan Kree's Mandalorians they have the snub nose.
You see the snub nose kind all over the Clone Wars.
Yeah, and in
Mando's jetpack is more that shape. It's a different design, but it looks more like that style than the original Boba style.
Yeah,
between the reason why it's awesome seeing them standing next to each other with both jetpack styles.
Yeah, between like the yellow and the blue stripes, and then his end of the movie snub nose one is just like it kind of looks more like Sabine's with the paint styles. Is just with like really short strips. Like it's definitely not like oval shaped like Sabine's, but the way that it's painted and done is
Speaking of which, the Empire magazine shot of Sabine with the short hair and her armor, God, it looks so good. Seeing her helmet in live action is something that I didn't realize how much I needed. No.
I also appreciate that we've seen two different looks for Sabine now, which is very on brand and in character for her. So like we know
we're gonna get time jumps. I think we're gonna get time skips, and that's why she looks radically different.
Yeah, she has super long bluish purple hair, and then we also see her with the really short bob with her helmet. So it'll be
question is the long hair before or after the short hair? It could go either way.
Yeah. 'Tis true. 'Tis true.
What's the question here? On a scale of 1 to 10, how hyped are people for Outlaws? I myself am like sitting at a solid 9 right now. Maybe an 8.5. I could use more information, but everything that I've seen has made me very happy. What about you, Bendu?
I would say
you've seen everything, right?
I've only seen one trailer. I've seen what the Star Wars fandom on Twitter has been trolling and roasting and saying about shit, but like that part of that doesn't surprise me. But like the other part is, I don't know. I'd give it a solid like 8.5 or 9. Like I think it offers more of what Star Wars Bounty Hunter could have been, or what Star Wars if you made Star Wars Bounty Hunter nowadays, like this is what
13,
that could be. And then but it also gives the opportunity to emphasize more of what you don't get from Star Wars The Old Republic. So like a lot of the bullshit comments that we should watch the trailer and then I'll go into a lot of the comments that I've seen. Well, I guess this one's pretty simple. So like a lot of the people I've seen or comments that I've seen is like, oh man, this looks pretty one-sided and like one-directional story-wise. Like I wish you could just be a Jedi and decide if you want to be a light sider or a dark sider. And for every one of those comments, I'm just like, have you heard of the Old Republic? Have you heard of Knights of the Old Republic? Like
not only that, have you heard of Jedi Survivor, which came out 2 months ago?
Yeah. But you're still like it's not the ability to create a custom character, which is what I think they're also kind of annoyed about. But like it's like they see this game trailer and it's like, do a little bit of research, because there's other Star Wars games that are like that. You could literally get what you're looking for. It just came out like 15 odd years ago, and you can still
I mean,
do
Star Wars: The Old Republic is giving you everything that those complaints are asking for right there.
Yeah.
The game came out in 2011. In terms of brand new games, like, yes, character customization would be awesome, but I think when it comes to Star Wars games, what they're really trying to do is tell new canon stories. And they're so like narrative driven, and they film these things like you would film a movie now. You know, like if you're trying to be a video game character, it's more than just being a voice now. You have to be in like physical shape too, because it's all motion capture, and they filmed the damn thing like a stage play. So there's more to it than that. They try to cast actual like people to be characters, because they're all about that crossover. You know, they want Cal Kestis to show up in live action at some point. You know, like it's fun. We can run into Iden Versio in the comics, and we know who that is, because you have to play the game character instead of creating your own. I think creating your own character is awesome, and I would really like to get that in a Star Wars setting. But that's probably not going to be the case anytime they're trying to tell like a canon story. It looks like this is going to be story driven, just like the Cal Kestis games are. You know,
exactly. Or if they randomly in the future make a semi-open world High Republic game where like
it's coming. It's coming. It's totally coming.
Right. Or if it's just like some random expanded universe game where it's like it's you versus the Ujan Vong sort of a shit, where it's like a expanded universe sort of.
That would be amazing. That'd be amazing. If they just gave us an entire like video game Legends continuity, and they're like, yeah, you want Legends back? Here, it's back in video game form in this like insulated area.
Insulated area. That'd be that's
totally
the best
down
way
with
to
that, actually.
Yeah, that's the greatest way to describe it. Like, is it canon? No, but it's here for you to look at and to be like,
right here. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Brian Foster, you should do yourself a favor and go to Star Wars: The Old Republic, because you can explore Nar Shaddaa to your heart's content, and it looks great. Yeah, one of my favorite locations in that game. Because the reason it's my favorite is also Jedi Outcast. Completely agreed. The Rhodians with their disruptors can't even walk out your front door.
That's true.
But yeah, let's take a look at these trailers. So this is the first trailer that came out. This was the world reveal trailer that came out on Sunday.
Which should be the one I've seen. I haven't seen the one.
Dangerous times. At least that's what I hear.
Yeah.
The Empire?
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
I love that they're using the move.
Dude, the shot there, dude. Oh,
God.
It just drops out of hyperspace and then just fucking straight up crash. And then Han Solo out of all fucking people, like vibroblade just slashed to the face like Star Wars Yakuza. Like, yeah.
Look at all these solo aliens we got in here.
So dope.
I have to play their game.
Look at this Star Wars axolotl Pavu looking fucking
axolotl. Nicks. I'm gonna go ahead and believe he's named after Stevie Nicks, and there's nothing to support that, but that's what I think. Also, bravest Rhodian in the fucking galaxy right there. He just punched a Gamorrean in the face.
It's the other way around. The Gamorrean punched the Rhodian.
No, dude, the Gamorrean got hit by the blaster, shoved the Gamorrean. The Gamorrean shoves the Rhodian. The Rhodian just like decks him in the face. It's amazing. Here, watch.
She's in here somewhere.
One second, Doc. I'm out.
Yes. Boom. Oh, she did, yeah. So the Gamorrean punched this, and the Rhodian was like just wham. Well done. Yeah.
I love that Nick's
God,
just curving.
I love the hand blasters so much.
I'm calling it right now. If you pre-order, you get a DL44.
And now,
watch them do that.
I just need a chance to finally be free.
Dude, it's like Star Wars Bounty Hunter and like
I'm here to
potentially Mirror's Edge.
Okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Look at this dude.
Give me a chance.
This fancy game.
Was that a commando droid hanging out with him? Or,
He's a commando droid, bro, in a trench coat.
Pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder again.
Woo-hoo!
Is his name Jaren? So like the first time I saw this, I thought his name was Galen, like Galen Merrick. But I was like, nah, it's Jaren.
Jalen, yeah.
The underworld shows no mercy. But
Pikes,
it's a
bro.
big
I would
galaxy
prefer
out
the
there.
Clone Wars pikes, but
And
I'll
I'm
take
gonna
the Lion pikes. Yes.
Dude, the
Star
space
Wars
sounds and the
Outlaws, coming
space explosion
2024.
sounds are like just getting better and better as
Oh my
time
God,
goes
right?
on.
No,
Like,
the
the
sound design
area-
of Star Wars is like the best it's ever been. Ever been.
God.
Yeah, no, it looks
So
absolutely-
I've seen a lot of people try to say that the dude in the chair who's like chilling with the commando droid could very much be like Katarn or something. But like I don't know. The first time I saw the trailer, I got way more like Cobb Vanth like vibes from him. But then
he kind of
realized
looks
that
like
that's not-
Oliphant a little bit. His hair looks a lot like old school Dark Forces Kyle. You know,
and it looks like he's wearing a
art.
cape.
Like I see, he is wearing a cape. He's wearing a fancy cape. It's got red on the inside, and it's got a little shoulder clasp. And from the screenshot that was all around the internet, it looked like a pauldron. But it's not Kyle Katarn. It takes more than a white guy in beige to be Kyle Katarn. I think the outfit is a nod to Kyle Katarn, most definitely. Like it's one of the many references to Kyle that we've gotten in the new canon.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I think there's a
Okay.
little bit. I think there's a little bit of denial and a little bit of delusion going on because he's the only guy in the entire trailer to be given a name, and people are like, "No, it's Kyle." It's like they're bending over backwards to tell you that this is a guy named Jalen, and people are like, "No, it's got to be a pseudonym. It's got to be a code name." And yeah, Kyle does code names, but I'm telling you, man, that's not Kyle. I don't think it's
Well,
Kyle.
dude, and then having your left hand droid be like a fucking refurbished commando droid in a fucking trench
Coolest
coat, like,
fucking thing in the world.
like what the fuck? That's so Blade Runner. It's so fucking Blade Runner, dude.
He looks amazing. He really does.
But yeah, between the
Look at him there in
fights,
the splash
great
art.
for it, like,
Oh man. But yeah, no. I would love it for that to be Kyle Katarn, but it also makes me hesitant because it's like, well, the things that we love mostly about Kyle Katarn is really like all of the cool things that he's done, you know? And most of those things now belong and have been attributed to other characters in canon. So like you would have to like there are still things for Kyle to do that would make him Kyle Katarn. Like we could still do the whole Valley of the Jedi thing and everything like that. But someone else has already stolen the Death Star plans. Someone else has already taken out the Dark Troopers, you know. Someone else has already battled the Inquisitors on the run. Someone else is already dating Vanessa Marshall. Like all the things that Kyle Katarn did are now being done by someone else in canon. So I don't know. It's the Ship of Theseus thing, you know. Is he still Kyle Katarn if you have to give him a whole new backstory?
that's true.
So in that way, I kind of hope it's not Kyle Katarn so that he can be preserved as whole in Legends, just the way we like him. Because it's kind of the same thing as the whole Starkiller argument that like people would like Galen Merrick as Starkiller to show up in canon, but if he did, it's a lose-lose because you either have to nerf him so hard that he fits in to the canon, people wouldn't like him anymore. Because let's face it, that's what we like about Starkiller is his crazy force powers, and that's why he fits so well in a video game. But like, you would have to,
Or just the idea, of Vader.
To make him
Yeah,
fit.
or just the idea of Vader having a secret apprentice in the first place, because Force Unleashed came out before the Inquisitors were even a thing.
Exactly. He fulfilled that same role, and if Starkiller was in canon, he could be an Inquisitor. But then he's not Starkiller. He's just some Inquisitor, you know. Like the things we like about him are that he's Vader's secret apprentice and that he's OP as fuck. If you take those two things away, now he's just some dude.
And that he secretly put together the rebellion. That was kind of like his
which
also,
let's be real, that was the most video
character
game
nod.
thing in the world.
but that was like his big character nod was that he was the one that secretly got fucking Bail Organa, and like he was the one who like kind of got everyone to start talking and like make the rebellion in the first place as like a secret Vader mission. But
not
like
only
those
that,
stories,
the entire thing was orchestrated by Vader himself, and that Vader is responsible for the rebellion existing. Like I lied. That's
I lied.
that doesn't fit right.
I lied. That needs to be a fucking. We need to save that somewhere.
You're right. I need to make that one of our clips because that's amazing.
Like, you said you would spare them.
They can.
I lied.
They can absolutely have him do other things. Both Starkiller and
Fucking get out of
Katarn
here.
can do other things. But like I'm saying, at some point he's just some new guy doing other things. Like
Right.
part
So
of
if
what
they have him,
actors who we love is what they've done.
right. So going back to that, so like it would be the same argument with Mara Jade, or if Mara Jade were to make her somehow in-person debut, it's like now that like Palpatine is like completely dead, like how would we really introduce her, or like how exactly would that happen unless we were to do that during this Shadow of the Empire time that hasn't happened yet, where all this Thrawn shit is about to happen, where all this Exegol shit is supposed to happen, where Luke building the new Jedi Order is supposed to happen. So like theoretically her time period hasn't exactly happened yet, so she could do her whole shit. But between Galen Merrick, like we also got his little nod off because we got what's his blind Jedi Master friend
Rom
who's also
Koda.
a nod. Yeah, we get to see Rom
Who is
Koda's
canon.
name on
Rom
the wall.
Koda's canon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But who's also a descendant of the Kyle Katarn personality trait. You know?
Well, we've got two.
Paris.
Well, I mean, Q Ron, his name was also on the wall, and he comes from Dark Forces, so that canonizes at least part of the Dark Forces story. You know, the mythos of that, those specific cast of characters. Yeah, exactly. In my mind, instead of Chuck Norris jokes, they tell Kyle Katarn jokes in Star Wars. Like he's just some.
Dude, could you imagine?
Legendary
That would be fantastic.
that they just tell the jokes about. That's what I think.
That would be fucking fantastic. But who would tell the jokes though? Smugglers and random outlaws who have heard the story of this.
Everyone.
Or would it be
fighters
like,
be like, oh yeah, I heard that guy Kyle Katarn killed like 100 stormtroopers, and the stormtroopers would be like, hey, don't fall asleep on your post. I heard Kyle Katarn found a stormtrooper sleeping on his post and murdered the fuck out of him. Like, for the rebellion, he's like a badass story, and for the stormtroopers, he's like a goddamn ghost story. You know. God.
He's like Candyman, like say Kyle Katarn 3 times in a mirror.
I mean, dude, he drops so many bodies in the.
Bro,
I would love that. Honestly, I think that if I could choose where to put Kyle Katarn into the new canon, I would have him training the next generation of Jedi alongside Rey and Grogu and everyone else who has survived into the new timeline. Corran Horn, potentially, since that little kid was Corran Horn and Kenobi. He'll be all grown up by then. Like, I think that would be dope. And then he could be the Jedi Battle Master of Rey's Praxium instead of Luke's Praxium. That would be a really cool way to sort of like tie legends in a little bit, you know?
Oh my god.
Just in the smallest way.
This fucking
at
night. Like the fucking emphasis is.
Wait, what?
That's me reading that comment.
That's amazing. Or like, okay, so Starkiller wise, so now that I think about it, the other thing that they could potentially do is not necessarily mention him, but they could mention his dad, of whom Vader murdered the fuck out of on Kashyyyk.
Yes.
You know,
well, okay.
That
brings me to a very good point. But first, I just want to say to Michael, thank you so much. You know what? I feel that too. Star Wars Racer Arcade and Episode 1 Racer are some of my favorite games ever. And I was saying it during the Xbox, during the showcase when they were showing like Forza or whatever it was. I was like, we need a next gen Star Wars racing game, like so bad. They've been sleeping on that one. There's so many canon planets now. So many canon aliens. You could like customize your racer, customize your actual pod, like build your own racetrack.
Pod or swoop bike, so or cool. Like you can
play
choose
in VR. I mean, come on, like it's an untapped market. Star Wars racing game. It seems so obvious to me. Jedi Outcast, infinite respect. What characters could realistically be added into canon? Well, that's just it. Like a lot of them do fit in, but when you're talking about a video game protagonist, they generally do some wild and crazy things in order to make the game fun and exciting. And a lot of times it like has to push the envelope outside of what is like acceptable in canon. It breaks the physics of the world, of the imaginary world that we've already established. You know, it's imaginary, it's fake, and it's in space, but there are rules within that imaginary world. And so if you're going to bring them in, they have to fit into that.
Well,
And
which
sometimes you have to trim
rules
out
within
too
the
many
story,
pieces to fit them
right?
in.
Yeah, rules within the story building and the story writing itself.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
Shaq T, for example. Like Shaq T, for example. How like
They're made up
fucking
rules, but they're rules.
how Starkiller killed Shaq T, but like okay, maybe that part gets written out, but we could still have
and
we could still
now
have the
she's fucking back
Starkiller
again.
Inquisitor
Shakti's
fight.
back again. Shakti just came back in
Marin,
Marvel
no,
Comics.
not Marin.
It
What
might
the fuck
be
was
probably a Vision, but she's
what was her
currently
apprentice's
standing.
name? What was her apprentice's name?
Maris Brood.
Yeah, Maris Brood.
Yeah,
so
Dark
like we
Skin
could
Top,
still
that's
get
right.
we could still get the Inquisitor Maris fight. So it's like there's
That's true.
things that
Okay,
could
that's right. Thank you. That's the point I was about to make. Is that speaking of Galen Merrick, the whole essence of his story boils down to his ridiculous force powers. You take those away from him, there is no story, and I'll tell you why. It's because when he was discovered, he fucking ripped a lightsaber out of Vader's hand effortlessly as a baby. That's the only reason that Vader was like, hold on, this kid is insanely powerful. I'm going to train him. Take away those insane force powers. Vader has no reason to spare this baby's life. He kills him. The story doesn't happen. So, like, yes, there's a way that you can reconstitute it and stuff, but that is so essential to the story of Starkiller that if you take that away, it's a completely different character. And it's just Sam Witwer playing a dude named Galen in Star Wars, and that would be awesome still.
Which would still be awesome. Yeah. Because it could still be Sam Witwer playing a dude named Galen Merrick.
I'm 100% behind that.
And he could still have the same backstory though. He doesn't have to be like the fucking Antichrist of force powers, but he could still have that backstory of like Vader finding him on Kashyyyk, murking his father, and like adopting him into the or it could be fucking Grand Inquisitor who did it. It could be Grand Inquisitor who killed the dad.
I like that better. But now Starkiller's some guy who has no connection to Vader, and that's also like a massive departure to the story.
That's true. But it would still be the name.
And that's just kind of what I mean. Like these characters are certain shapes, and if you have to trim enough pieces off of it to fit into the box, it's not recognizable anymore. And yes, what is still left there? There's some substance to it. But what if the thing we liked about him was one of those pieces that got trimmed off? That's why it's impossible to please everyone when you're adapting a live action canon, especially a video game protagonist. See, Cal Kestis, they've been really smart with it, where they haven't had him doing insane things with the Force. He's mostly just doing like Jedi or a couple things like that. It's all like story driven, so that if he shows up in live action, they don't have to change a thing. His power set is perfect. His Force powers are right where they need to be, But
from what I understand, even story-wise, like both of his games, he's not doing anything directly Rebellion history related, right? Like everything he's doing is all very much like sub-story and very much like outside of main Star Wars history sort of shit. Like he's doing his own sort of storyline thing.
Totally.
That's more of a question. Okay, cool. See, because like I know he runs into Vader in the first game. Does he run into Vader in the second?
Technically no, because no, technically no, he doesn't.
Yeah, see,
so
that's the other thing.
Vader is in the second game, but Cal doesn't encounter him.
Yeah, see, so that's the other thing that they're kind of smart with Cal is that they're keeping him out of the spotlight. He's staying within his own shit.
No, exactly. You can tell that there's a game plan here and that there's like a projected path for this character that they've created, and he's not just going to stay in this one video game, which is really cool. That's one of the pros of there being a unified kind of hand guiding Star Wars creation going forward. Like, I loved the era of LucasArts because we got so many different kinds of games, and it's much more imaginative in that way because, like, the writers could pretty much do whatever the hell
they were the first.
It's legends,
Yeah, because they were the first ones.
Yeah, write the craziest story you can. It's in Star Wars. Let's just go for it, and I love that. But
or not even. Or something as simple as TIE Fighter.
Yeah,
it's
you can go either direction. But any cool thing you see in that LucasArts game is only going to be in that LucasArts game, unless the same development team makes another one. You're not going to usually see direct references across the board. But now that
there's TIE Defenders, baby.
I'm just a sucker. I'm just a sucker for self-referencing within a franchise, and so the fact that the story group is like making sure that every game is connected to every other game and every movie, like it's cooler that way. And I just appreciate that level of attention being given to like continuity. Like being able to see stuff from the Republic and Jedi Survivor is so fucking cool.
I was gonna say, actually, thinking about Fallen
First
Order, Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah,
that was the first one. Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, I mean, like they did give us fucking the Inquisitors building, Fortress Inquisitorius. There we go. Of which we then get to see in live action. So it's like there's things of which Cal's story gives us, which we're able to see in real life, which is really awesome. And
exactly.
We didn't need Cal to be there. Like we were like with Kenobi, we were still able to fully explore.
That's what I'm saying. Because these new Star Wars games are canon stories, so everything on screen is being entered into canon. You know, if Cal goes to a location, that location now exists and can be visited by other characters. You know, it's like it's establishing things with every move that it makes. Fortress Inquisitorius being a great example of that. And we got to have a great conversation with Todd Cherniowski about bringing that video game location into
Fortress Inquisitorius into real life. Yeah.
And the research that they did.
The water tunnels, the prisons, the amber prison systems.
I remember one thing he told us was that there was one thing he told us was that there was a crazy leak on set, but not the kind of leak that's normally on a Star Wars set. There was like a legit like a water pipe burst in the sprinkler system. So when they came onto set to film, like they had like 10 feet of hallway for the fortress, and it was just like had feet of water in it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh damn, Cal Kestis has already been here. There's water everywhere. What are you gonna do? So had you seen that trailer before, the one that we just watched?
The first one, yes. I have not seen the second one.
Okay, well let's check out the second one then. This is the gameplay walkthrough for Star Wars Outlaws. Let's check this out. And Bendu has not seen this. Actually, that one fits fine, doesn't it?
Is it furry? No. Is it furry? I can't fucking tell.
I think it is furry. I think it's furry.
Or is it scaly?
I think it is fur.
I think it's scaly.
It's like feathery fur.
Good boy.
So fucking cute. It's the Star Wars Pabu.
Totally Pabu.
All right, next.
I'm so glad that I'm watching Legend of Korra and I finally know what the fuck you're talking about all the time.
Oh, it's fair. Fuck yes. Dude, punching a pike dead in the face?
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't want to punch a pike in the mask. That sounds horrible.
That's on him for not wearing a helmet. Maybe that's why pikes wear helmets all the time, because if they get punched in the face, they literally die.
Next.
Is this a grenade?
Hit that button.
That's Nyx, and Nyx getting sent to do stuff.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, her pet is basically like her BD1. It can just do her little helper stuff. Speaking of Cal Kestis, look at this.
I was gonna say there's a couple of other Fallout games and a couple of other, I feel like, Survivor games where you have like a dog companion, or like
That's
you
cool.
have some sort of animal companion that you can get to do shit for you. Dude, the clean
I was just leaving.
Okay,
Okay, we'll figure this out.
That's true, you never do, actually.
Shield.
Whatever it is.
What the fuck? Shield stick?
Changing blaster styles, like using like a heavy blaster to get through the shield. Nah, this looks stinks. This looks fucking fun.
Nice!
Hey, Nick.
So it looks like you can charge your pistol and then do a...
Oh, I didn't catch what she did the first time. She just sent Nyx down to grab her the rifle that's on the ground. Make wait and see.
He overcharges the pistol and then...
Right down there.
I really like it. Kind of like how it Nice.
This is getting bad.
Maybe she's a former
Nice.
stormtrooper.
Oh my god, dude. This actually, you know what this was? This speaking of Jedi TIE Fighter, this actually
saying
reminds
that.
me. This reminds me of.
It is a TIE fighter wing. Yeah, no, it's that's a mining.
It's one of the
guild TIE
yellow. It's one of the yellow practice.
It's from Rebels. You remember the mining guild? They had like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
front sections removed.
There's a fucking grappling hook,
I
bro.
think that
This
went
is
pretty well, right?
Jedi. This is Star Wars meets.
This is this is Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
What's the other game franchise where
It looks so fucking good though.
it looks so it does. It looks
Like
great.
I'm gonna put the shit out of it. And it's completely open world too. You can ride that little speeder pretty much anywhere your heart desires. And this is like a Deadeye kind of thing. Red Dead.
I think so, yeah. Excellent.
That was close.
Amazing.
95, I got the package. Where are you?
I don't know what the hell they're
She's like,
talking about.
she's
She's
like the
awesome.
light side version of Dr.
I
Apple.
said I got
I know
it.
nothing about this
What else
person, but
matters?
she already like has rebel vibes. She's like she's a good version of Apple.
Well,
People keep
No
comparing her
problem,
to Afra, and I feel like Afra might even show up in this because the timeline matches it, and she's definitely a player in the underworld. Yeah, I love it. There's just random traffic
Made
just
it,
going
Nick.
around. It's like GTA up in here.
Yeah, the speeder sounds are amazing.
Yeah, sound design.
God,
is-
this reminds me so much of not Fallout, but it's like kind of like that game franchise where you're exploring fucking different parts of nature. I can't think of what it's called.
Sounds like Skyrim a little bit. This takes place
Hey, Andy.
between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Donka's waiting.
What?
Look at
Are
him.
you
There,
worried?
there he is in his coat.
Okay.
Oh, you missed him.
Droy.
Far Cry. Far Cry is the
Oh,
game.
Far
series.
Cry. Right.
Careful.
Because Far Cry also
Donka's a
sometimes gives you
broker.
animal companions and shit for you, and it's very like gangs related. Yeah, Far Cry.
I love the way the wind is like blowing rocks across the
God, dude, the flowers, dude. Yeah, the wind and the flowers. It's amazing. You can see like the dust. Gorgeous.
Another Gennaro Taro's cousin. I love it.
That green Twilight hanging out in the corner was great.
Who's your favorite droid? Who's everyone's new favorite droid? People want to fuck this droid.
Hey,
I think
Andy.
that's kind of intense.
You're late, Kay. Donka's waiting.
What? Are you worried?
No.
Okay.
Why you gotta give the commando droid such a sultry voice like that?
Be careful.
And Bendu is among them.
Donka's a broker, not a friend.
Like,
Who can out here?
he's trying to be
Stay back at
Nightwing
the
so
ship.
hard. He's like, I'm not Batman, but I could be Batman.
I am the knight.
I am Night.
Agreed.
Yes.
When I still like my odds.
Oh, this bitch got.
Aves.
It's such a
Back
dumb,
already.
tired complaint. Like, get better
Told you
material,
she's
you know?
fresh, but she's good.
Who's this?
Just a friend.
An Imperial friend.
Job was more complicated than you said.
Dude, with the
Duncan.
coral beads,
You
dude.
lived.
Who's the Trandoshan bitch in Bad Batch?
Hey,
Sid.
he's on twice.
Sid. Yeah, this
Yeah, I
is-
got Sid vibes, too.
vibes. Dude, those
Very
giant
fast
coral
ones.
beads. Yeah, you eat those mushrooms.
Man, Donka sounds like she's on a pack a day, at least.
Wait. We haven't met. Don't really know many of you.
We're not gonna meet.
Stealing illegal contraband, running with syndicates. I could say you're a threat to the Empire. But I won't have to if you're smart.
Shut up, bitch.
Look, you get decision trees.
Thanks. But I'm smart enough to get myself
Yeah.
out of trouble.
Dude, she's
never-
great. I love how she kind
never
of has
choosing
like
bread.
a.
Anyone else?
I love how she kind of has like a
Okay,
Ripley,
let's just
a
relax.
Ripley from Aliens vibe.
She feels like
We'll
she
make
feels like the
Dr.
concept
Shara
art for
alive.
Rey, Kira, back when she was Kira with like the top
Maybe.
bun and then like the bangs. Same hairdo.
She could, yeah, she's kind of Kira. Oh, she does have a little bun back there, doesn't she? She just has major bangs.
She's going through some things. That's what those bangs tell me. She's going through some stuff.
It's true.
Oh shit, she's on every screen, bro.
Look
at
this! Bro, that's
I told you not
This is
to
gonna be
trust her.
sick.
It's not the first time we've outrun the Empire.
Okay. So it's potentially could be like Red Dead or Assassin's Creed, where you have character.
You roam and
notoriety.
you can get a wanted level and like you have
We
factions.
need to leave.
Yeah, no kidding.
I love that ND5 already went back to the ship because he knew the ship was about to go down. Watch this. This is very impressive. Here. Ship takes off.
Ooh.
And it's like a soft loading
I like
screen.
how the boosters change. too.
You can control.
Oh,
the
they're
ship
actually
as well.
showing us go through atmosphere,
Yeah,
dude?
exactly.
That's cool. They're showing us enter and leave atmosphere. We never get to see that. It's always just a shot.
Nothing
I know,
on the
right? I
sensors
know.
yet.
The score has been fantastic. I really like the theme of the
Anybody on the
trailer.
sensors now?
TIE fighters on.
Oh,
And now
that's
we're-
shitty.
Dude, we were on
Okay,
the surface a minute ago. Now we're in fucking
go
space
toward
combat, bro.
this
Remind
shit
you
too.
that we should
You
shape the
can't
Empire.
fly anywhere without the
Thanks, I'm
TIE
working on
Imperial
it.
TIE pilots. There's some slick ships.
Not at this time. Not at this time period. Oh, but yeah, this takes place between 5 and 6 because Han was in carbonite in the trailer. Which means this is going on at the same time as the Star Wars Marvel comics were absolutely exploding. Like so much shit is happening.
Bro, I
here
do
now,
not
man.
want to try to
Drive.
with the NOS flying through ship level.
About family.
We can barrel roll? Excellent. Light speed.
Nah, shit looks great.
Dude. The music with this light speed loading screen? Are
We
you
made it.
fucking kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't break immersion
Dude,
at
I
all.
feel like
It's a soft loading
this was
screen.
an episode of Star Tours. Like I feel like this was literally I feel like we were on a Star Tours ride.
I'm really glad you said that because that's what I said in my reaction too. Is that her ship
Did you
feels
really?
like a
That's
really
hilarious.
beefy Star Tours.
Oh no, it's
Turn
furry.
the toy.
It is furry. Okay,
It's totally
part
furry.
fur,
Yeah.
part scales. Fur on its belly, fur on its
Where
face,
do we go next?
scales on the top of its head.
Anywhere we want.
Hell yeah.
And then just like that, it goes
Things happen.
violin and just turns Firefly. Star Wars Firefly. Bro, this is totally Star Wars Firefly. Oh my god.
Give me some gun.
Bro. That's a walker.
Kijimi from episode 9. I love the look of that location. I want to spend more time there.
Star Wars Outlaws, coming 2024.
Next year. Okay.
Yep.
Next year.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. 20. Right
Out
now
of
we are.
nowhere.
We're in the year
Yeah,
of Cal
okay.
Kestis, and next year is the year of Kay Vess. I'm super stoked, honestly. I think it's going to be great, and I like how immersive it stays the whole time. Like the way taking off and getting into orbit like that, it doesn't break your immersion by putting you on a loading screen.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The loading screen was the
Jamestown.
light speed. I want to go to the crappy planet where I'm the hero. Yeah, no, that's what this is. This is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be really cool. I hope you get to customize
so.
your blaster at least.
I think there
I'm
will
sure
be
you'll
customization. You just can't change who your character is. You can change. You can probably even change your outfits. I would bet that's usually like one of the things you can do in these games. Especially with how many people were crying out for customization in Jedi Fallen Order, and then they got their wish with Survivor. I'm sure other developers were taking note of that too with their Star Wars games. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I think in terms of planets that I want to see here, I would love us to go to Nar Shaddaa in these graphics. The Smuggler's Moon, like, oh God, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Bring it full circle from Dark Forces back to this. It would be really, really nice. If we're going to do this properly, though, if we're getting a game that isn't about Force users, that's about the underworld and the Syndicate.
Yeah, man.
We got to do it right. We got to get all the syndicates in there. There's got to be more than just the Pikes. You know, I want to see Crimson Dawn, who is a major player at this time in the galaxy. I want to see Black Sun. I want to see Shizor.
I was going to say, Black Sun's going through their own civil war right now.
Yeah, they are.
Like,
Black Sun just got decimated like 19 years ago by Darth Maul, you know, in the beginning of Crimson Dawn. But all of the bounty hunters are active in this time. Kira's active in this time.
Well, we could hear about Kira. We could hear about Kira for sure. Yeah.
Kira's doing some crazy stuff. So if we're seeing
Kira's
Kira,
super active right now. That's true. Because Maul's busy doing, or no, Maul's super dead. Never mind.
Kira is fist fighting with Palpatine across the galaxy right now. That's actually probably going to come up narratively in why we're able to get away with some of the crazy heists that we pull off, is because a lot of Imperial attention is currently focused on rooting out Crimson Dawn infiltrators. Because Kira's whole plan of attack was to infiltrate the Empire on as many levels as possible and then literally just cause chaos. Like, so the Empire completely has its hands full between 5 and 6 fighting Kira and her bullshit. So there's a good chance that, like,
and the rebels,
if there's gonna be some massive moves made in the underworld, like with the syndicates, it would totally make sense that it happens free of Imperial entanglements because they're so busy fighting Crimson Dawn right now, you know.
And the first, and they're still busy like building the second Death Star at this point.
Yes, yes.
Second Death Star just got turned on.
And the whole reason that the Rebel Alliance knew that the second Death Star existed was because of Kira and sending 2 of her Crimson Dawn saboteurs that were actually working on the Death Star to defect to the rebellion and bring the information with them, which was a master stroke on her part. Because if she hadn't done that,
all come together, fucking all come together. But yeah, there's so many fucking cool characters, man. Like. I still, till this day, have very strong feelings about some of the things that we lost from Dark Horse to Marvel. But at the same time, Marvel is doing a really great job creating and integrating other stories into newer canons.
I'm really enjoying the Marvel stories, and it's a mixed bag. There are varying levels of quality, and there's varying things that they're even trying to be. Like the Darth Vader story's kind of lost the plot right now. It's a little silly. It's kind of found its footing again now, honestly. With
like the Handmaiden stuff.
It just
or with
for a minute there, Darth Vader was racing pods with Kitster and Wald from the Phantom Menace in a sandstorm. Like it was just meme after meme after meme, and it's like, okay, we get the joke, guys. Let's get a serious Vader story going again. And they've kind of started like bringing it back in again. But the Marvel, just the actual flagship line, the Star Wars line, has been nonstop fire. It's been absolutely killer. But Dark Force is actually back. Dark Horse. They are making comics again. A lot of the young adult comics that were being made by, I think it was Image Comics, are now coming out through Dark Horse.
Oh, cool. Okay.
High Republic Adventures, things like that, is now a Dark Horse publication again. So Dark Horse is coming back into Star Wars comics. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's the young adult comics that are currently.
And is it still like canon now, or is it still considered?
They are still canon. Yeah, all Star Wars stuff that's released after is canon these days. Pretty much, as long as if it's official, it's canon.
Right,
yeah.
unless it specifically says like this is based off a legend or a Visions. Unless this is based off a Vision story, like the Ronin novel.
It was absolutely insane. Loving it. It's a 5-issue. I think we're 2 issues in. It's basically like a series of horror stories about Vader, like from the perspectives of people that have encountered him throughout the galaxy. And it's nothing. And they only use black, white, and red. It's dope. And it's an anthology too, so it's different artists every time. Yeah, it's absolutely excellent. Outlaws looks amazing, dude. I think we're both gonna.
Oh yeah, duh. Of course. As I'm looking through the chats, the fucking Hutt's fucking job is still hella alive. So it's like even if we don't go to Tatooine directly, like we still have some Hutt bullshit that's going on. Do we see a Hutt? Do we see Jabba?
We see Jabba. Check it out right here. So here's Han Solo and Carbonite. This is how we know that it's in this time period, right?
Oh, is that the side? Oh, is that his side profile?
That's Jabba sitting on his throne with 2 Gamorreans behind it. They're total. Look, you can see the twin suns and everything. We know it's Tatooine.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. So that's them collecting. Yeah, and then whoever the fuck is getting Yakuza killed in the fucking snow planet. I want to know who that shit is.
It's 10 num.
It's 10. Yeah, like
It's
so
9
just,
num, poor brother. No, you know who that poor
like
bastard is?
fiber-bladed.
That's my fucking Battlefront assault character because I always played a Celestin and I always fucking died. So that's who that is. That's me.
This fucking guy right here, dude. He talked too much. And now he's getting Yakuza in the snow like
His
a
final-
bitch.
The Pike's like, "Do you have any last words?" And he's like, "Yeah, he got fully
Just
destroyed. There's
bam.
no saving that guy."
But yes, I love that we're
he couldn't
actually getting
suck
some
up
good
Plank. That's a
aliens. I
very
love
good
that we're
call,
actually
actually.
getting the Sabak cards. I like that we're actually getting some straight up Sabak cards going.
Yeah,
Like,
that was one of my
just little-
favorite things in
just little-
solo was actually seeing a game get played.
Shit, once you go to Galaxy's Edge next month, you might have to actually buy a deck of Sabak now and like learn how to play while you're there.
I'd be down. Get an idiot's array
I
going.
love the aliens so fucking much. The Korans are just like, I love how Cthulhu they are, man.
They totally look like little like mini Cthulhu's. Like they would be a vassal species for Cthulhu.
Like they're totally like the mind flayers. And the fucking Rhodian just straight like, how dare you punch me? I'm gonna punch you in the fucking throat.
The Rhodian's like,
They're
"I'm
probably
punching."
friends too. They probably know each other.
Yeah.
It's
And he just like assumes that the guy next to him shot him point blank while he's standing there with his hand on his drink.
yeah. And he's like, God damn it, Steven.
What the fuck, Richard? And then just boom.
He's looking at him the whole time. He's just
Yeah,
like,
no
dude,
hesitation. Like he would have been waiting for an excuse. This fucking Rhodian. Bam!
wham. Yeah. And the Ithorian's just like, oh, my drink. It's just like, yeah, dude, I fucking love it.
Ooh, it could be. We only saw the back of his head, but it's possible. I do remember the guy you're talking about. Yeah.
Underworld who loses an eye. I mean,
The
we see the
Celestin
Pike.
character who lost
We see
an
that one
eye.
Pike dude with the scar.
Well,
Actually, I'm assuming
the
he's a
Celestin.
Pike.
No, the Celestin. We only see him from the back of the head. See?
Who is the Solstin?
Oh wait, nope. That is a reflection of the Celestin in the front? So he has two eyes. Those are his two eyes right there. That could be Sacco Plank though. That's a really good call. Yeah, I've always liked the Aqualish with the little front face butt. So it's a choice. You got to lean all the way into the alien weirdness.
That's true though. That's
right
true.
there.
That's true. They had to go. Having a butt face like a walrus butt face is better than being a Balchinian any day of the week. You know.
He is. That is the Balchinian. That's the Balchinian species.
Nah, bro. The Balchinians are from Men in Black. He at least
Right, but they're making fun of Aqualish.
That's true.
Yeah, shout out to Gleb. All my homies hate Gleb.
Yeah,
Snitch
she's like,
collector.
fucking stripped your mind. Yeah, I like that. Like the little gun he uses too looks like a stormtrooper, like scout blaster.
Yeah, the little scout holdout blaster, the ankle pistol.
Just Superman. I didn't notice that before. She leaped over the table and just Paul Walker Superman punches that one dude in the face. She jumps.
Yeah, like,
on
I'm out of
table,
here, but fuck you specifically.
super punch. Yeah, just fucking just wham.
Oh man,
Runs.
I like
then,
the design of her speeder too. It's like
It's great.
It's a new design, but it feels like an old design, which is exactly what you want in your art direction for a Star Wars game.
It is
Like
true.
it's the used universe concept. Like
It's very
hoverboard. Everything
It's
looks
very,
so
yeah. Yeah, and this place looks interesting. Like it had to have been some sort of spice mine, or because it didn't look like lava necessarily, but it doesn't look like crystal either. So maybe it's a spice.
It reminds me of like the carved red rocks of Jeddah, but it could be like Kessel. Maybe that's definitely a Pike controlled like underworld location.
Yeah.
I thought like she was inside a monster for some reason. It looks like you're inside someone's like a big esophagus or something, but no, it's definitely a cave.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's the ship. It looks very much like a I don't know. It just gives me such Star Tours vibes. Just
I know. Even the flying sequences were so Star Tours. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe that's like the subtle, the little subtle nostalgia tweaks that like certain games do to try to, it's not to kind of keep you within the same universe, but like at the same time, it helps you recognize similarities between stories.
It's supposed to be grounding,
Yeah. Like it's better. Like that ship looks better than the fucking Houndstooth sort of a thing. Like the Houndstooth is such a weird fucking ship, in my opinion. Like I don't know where Bosk
is right now, but he's
a Bosk's ship out of all things too. Like it's just so weird. Like that, her little Star Tours like rectangle flyer, just like it looks so classic and so good. Like I'm down. This totally is like Star Wars.
It's a really good design. It's a really good design. I completely agree. Yeah. And then we're back to Jalen, this Katarnish motherfucker.
The Katarn Lando.
He looks like he's
Katarn Calrissian. Qatar Calrissian.
He's some sort of a scoundrel quest giver. He's friends with ND5 here. They were chilling, waiting for you to show up. He's on your ship. He's sitting on your ship in this moment.
He assigns him to you as your companion. So like, yeah, I hope the commando droid doesn't betray your character at some point.
Nah,
because it also seems that he's
ride or die. I can tell.
It also seems like he only joins you for certain missions. God, the graphics on her face look gorgeous. Jesus. And she was the one who hit you up on
Instagram.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to meet the character. I feel like I don't know enough about them yet. But that's okay. That's okay. There's plenty more trailers, etc. on the way.
God, and fucking TIE fighters always needing to shoot at something that flies. Like that's so inherent Star Wars game also. Like, damn. Yeah, no, I appreciate Outlaws. 2024. Yeah, no,
it's going to be excellent. I'm really excited for it.
It's going to be a good one.
Cool. Well, that's about all we got, unless you
so we talked about Shatterpoint.
Yes.
We really jumped into Outlaws and hyped it up. Talked a little bit more about Galaxy's Edge. We broke down the character and costume development of Jango Fett, and
and his big jetpack collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was excellent. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Dork Forces goes live every Tuesday at 7 PST. Make sure to join us next week for our 50th episode. We're going to have something special for you. It's going to be a good time. You know what? I think that they could be on Dathomir, but I think it's likely that it's somewhere else because Rancors seem to pop up all over the galaxy at this point.
Yeah.
It's become like a staple game. You have to fight a Rancor at some point.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So there's another video out there. Okay, well, I need to get my hands on it then and take a look. It must have been in the stream today. Cool. Yeah, as we said, thank you so much for watching, everybody. And as always, may the force be with you.